guys, good morning. Welcome to my channel. This morning, I am going to share to you information on how to write the background of this study. And this video is for mm, the students who are writing their thesis proposal, thesis and dissertation proposals, or even thesis and dissertation. And this can also be used by faculty members, instructors, and professors in mentoring their thesis advices. I am not saying that this video is perfect. I am not saying that this is the standard. The very purpose of mine is to really let the students be guided on what to do. You may adapt this, you may not. This is just uh, information are just recommendatory in nature. And if you happen to see some information or uh, examples provided in this particular video, this information are purely hypothetical. This came out in my mind. All right, let us start now. In my previous video on how to write an introduction of a thesis, I mentioned there that an introduction of a thesis is simply an introduction of the um, subject matter of the study or topic to be investigated. And of course, the discussion about the problem behind the study. And in this video, the background of this study tells us the reasons why a particular study is conducted. And there are several concepts introduced in this particular video. And the very first one is presenting the status of the previous works or studies conducted relative to the field or subject matter to be investigated. I have here an example: implementation of health risk reduction management of the University of Rizal system. Insofar as my idea is concerned, we have this what we call health risk reduction management in the University of Rizal system. But due to lack of material time, I just conceptualize this particular title. And if this title is similar to what the university is implementing now, this is using this title is not really to um, shall we say to copy, because this came out in my mind. So the title is implementation of health risk reduction management of the University of Rizal system. In presenting the status of the previous work, you will or you might use some of these statements, but these are not limiting. For instance, in recent years, most studies were concentrated in risk reduction management. In the past decade, studies focused its emphasis on risk reduction management in general, in, implementation of risk reduction management has been known, or you may also use this, it is evident in the previous studies that deals more on different aspects of risk reduction management. So after presenting this particular opening statement, the next thing that you should do, or you may do, you may write, you may present, is the reviewing of findings of previous researches or studies. You may cite significant findings of 7 to 10 related studies. Okay. Example of some statements used. Abaro 2021 found out that there is a high level of implementation of risk reduction management in various national high schools in the province of Rizal. In addition, uh, Marinho 2020 argued that the level of implementation of risk reduction management in various national high schools should be assessed regularly. Furthermore, Natanyo recommended that the implementation of risk reduction management should be disseminated to stakeholders. Moreover, Bayangos 2019 claimed that stakeholders are contributory in the uh, dissemination of results in the implementation of risk reduction management. Aside from this, Garado concluded that risk reduction management requires available facilities. In addition, Tejada revealed that students are regularly oriented on risk reduction management of a particular school. Flores 2018 concluded that there's a relationship between proper implementation on risk reduction management and performance of schools. Um, Regalario explained that the implementation of risk reduction management requires sufficient amount of funds. These are some hypothetical examples of previous findings that may be presented when reviewing the previous findings of research or studies. And after presenting these previous findings, the next thing that you will do is to state the missing link or the gap of the studies reviewed. What has in the previous studies, what has not been conducted, and that is your gap. All right. Some statements may be used in elaborating this particular concept. Perhaps you will say the previous studies failed to show the relationship between risk reduction management and performance of schools. The previous studies focus on risk reduction management but little on assessment of the implementation of health risk reduction management. Previous studies overlook the different aspects of health risk reduction management. Previous studies ignored the different mitigation measures on health risk reduction. Then, of course, Studies on assessment on the implementation of health risk management in schools are limited. The studies were uncertain about the implementation of health risk reduction management in state universities and colleges. So these are some information in stating the missing link or gap from the previous studies you reviewed. Then, of course, after specifying the gap, the next thing that you should do is to present your conviction or opinion that the study will be conducted. Some examples of the statements that may be used. I just include the few statements, but there are several statements that you can use in presenting your convictions that this study will be conducted. And the example of which are thus, this study on assessment on the implementation of health risk reduction management in the University of Rizal system, which is actually the example of the study presented earlier, is proposed. If this study will not be conducted, the problem on addressing and mitigating the occurrence of health risk disaster in the university and even in other universities and colleges will not be solved. That's how you will present your conviction. Then after presenting your opinion that this study will be conducted, you will now present the significance of this study to a number of individuals. Example of these statements. The study will be of great significance to a number of individuals in the community. It will be used by the policy makers in making or crafting policies concerning health risk reduction management. Moreover, schools and public administrators may acquire practices relative to the prevention and control of health risk occurring in their respective stations. Um, School officials and personnel and students be safeguard can safeguard themselves in times of health emergencies, which will be coming from or where the idea or the results came from this particular study. Now, uh, it depends on the writer if you will present the significance of the study before you present your own conviction. And it can be done. It can be done. But of course, uh, again, I am the information presented in this video lesson are just recommendatory in nature. What is important is you will be able to write your background of the study of your proposal, wherein the content or the concepts presented in this particular video may be considered. Okay? So, thank you very much for watching this video. If you like this video, kindly click the like symbol and click the subscribe button and bell button so that you can be updated with my upcoming videos. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Keep safe.